It's just flirty banter. Don't be so pathetic, she scoffed while texting her coworker under the table. So I left without a word. Now he's back with his wife, and she's knocking on my door at midnight. Hey, before we move on to the video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thanks. I'm the kind of guy who believes in showing up emotionally, practically, whatever it takes. I'm not flashy. I'm not the guy who walks into a room and grabs attention. But I show up. I listen. I remember. I bring your coffee just the way you like it, even when you change your order twice a week. I pick you up when your Uber account maxes out. I'm dependable. I thought that mattered. Caitlin and I had been together for just over 3 years. We moved in together after year 2, a tiny one-bedroom near downtown with creaky floors and a perpetually jammed bathroom window. She called it cozy. I called it hell in summer, but we made it work. I was working as a systems analyst, remote half the time, always juggling a dozen client databases. She was bouncing between jobs until she landed something corporate and real, her words, not mine. I was genuinely proud of her when she landed the new gig at a large marketing firm. The hours were intense, the people were young and hungry, and for the first time in months, she looked genuinely excited to get up in the morning. She started dressing differently, less oversized tees, more blouses, heels, lip gloss. I didn't question it. I supported it. At first, it was little things. She stopped waiting for me to eat dinner. She became glued to her phone at night, grinning at texts she didn't share. Her laugh changed, louder, sharper, like she was trying to match someone else's energy. I asked about it once, lighthearted. Who's got you smiling at your phone like that? She waved me off. Just work group chat stuff. You wouldn't get it. Fair enough. I left it alone. But it wasn't a group chat. Not the way she was holding the phone tilted away from me. Not the way she paused the conversation every time I walked in. And then one name started popping up a lot, Brandon. Her coworker. He's hilarious. He makes the worst coffee but insists it's artisan. He roasted our boss during a meeting. It was legendary. I didn't mind at first. I believe people can have friends of any gender. But it was the way she said his name. Like it tasted better than mine. It was a Friday night. I had picked up her favorite pad thai on the way home. She said she'd be back by 7. It was 8:30. She walked in without apology, talking about some last-minute pitch meeting and how Brandon just gets client psychology better than anyone. We sat down to eat. She barely touched her food. Her phone lit up every 30 seconds. I was trying to talk about my day, a tough client audit, a near miss with a data sync bug, and she was laughing under her breath at her screen, thumbs tapping furiously under the table. I finally said, Caitlin, can you put your phone down for 5 minutes? She didn't even look up. I'm listening. You're not. You're texting him, aren't you? She sighed, loudly. Oh my God. Not this again. I set my fork down. I haven't brought this up before. Well, you're acting like it's some big scandal. It's just flirty banter. Don't be so pathetic. That word, pathetic, hit harder than I expected. Like a slap without the sound. I stared at her. She looked up from her screen. Finally, eyes narrowed, like I was the one ruining dinner. You know what? She said, tone sharp. Every girl has a work husband. It's harmless. Maybe if you weren't so obsessed with controlling everything, you'd have one too. You're really comparing this to a friendship? She scoffed. He actually makes me laugh. You used to do that, before you got all needy. I sat back in my chair, stunned. She took another bite of food like nothing happened. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't even finish eating. I just stood up, walked to the sink, dumped my plate, and said, enjoy your banner. She rolled her eyes. Jesus, grow a spine. I didn't say another word that night. But something in me had already snapped, and not in the way she expected. Not in some fiery, dramatic blow-up. I didn't storm out. I just shut down. The silence between us that night wasn't tense, it was empty. I didn't even feel angry anymore. Just done. She went to bed early without saying goodnight. I stayed on the couch, staring at the blank TV screen for hours. Not thinking, not planning, just letting the weight of it settle. The moment someone calls you pathetic for having basic boundaries is the moment you realize you've already lost them. Or maybe they were never really yours to begin with. By the time the sun started to rise, I'd made up my mind. She left for work the next morning like nothing happened. She threw on heels and a blazer, spritzed herself with perfume, and scrolled through her phone while eating cereal. At one point, she even hummed. I watched her from the hallway, the way she tilted her head to the side when she read a message, grinned, bit her lip. Probably him. She glanced over and said, "You're sulking again. Seriously, grow up." I didn't respond. I just smiled slightly. Not with bitterness, with clarity. "Whatever," she muttered, grabbing her keys. "Don't wait up." The moment the door clicked shut behind her, I moved fast. No rage. No crying. Just a kind of quiet, efficient energy I hadn't felt in months. I grabbed my duffel bag from the closet and packed light, clothes, essentials, passport, charger. I left behind everything she had ever bought me. The hoodie from our first Christmas, the Bluetooth speaker from last year's birthday. I took my laptop and toothbrush. That's it. I logged into our online lease portal, submitted a termination request for my half of the rent, and emailed the landlord explaining the situation. It wasn't hard. She had signed solo responsibility when we moved in, since her credit was better. I left my keys on the counter. Then I sat down at the kitchen table and wrote a note. Short, clear, no drama. "Since I'm just being pathetic, I won't waste more of your time. Rinse yours now. I'm gone. M." I didn't leave a forwarding address. Didn't say where I was going. I blocked her on everything. Phone, Instagram, email, Venmo, even Spotify. I deleted her contact photo. Not because I was mad, but because I didn't need to see that version of her anymore. I walked out the front door at 11:13 a.m. The sky was clear. The sun felt warm. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't wondering who she was texting. She could keep her work husband. I wasn't in the business of begging to be respected. For the next few weeks, I didn't hear a thing from her, not directly, anyway. I stayed with my college friend Jared for a while, sleeping on his pullout until I found a sublet. I dove into work, hit the gym more, started running again. I didn't check her socials. I didn't unblock her. I didn't even talk about her unless Jared asked, and even then, I just said, it was time. But the universe has a funny way of handing you receipts, even when you don't ask for them. It started with a message from Jenna, one of her coworkers I'd met at Caitlin's office party the year before. We weren't close, but she sent me a DM on Instagram. Just, "Hey, I heard what happened. You didn't deserve that. Hope you're good." I didn't reply, but the implication was clear. People knew. Word had spread. Then, a few days later, Jared walked in with this stupid grin. "Dude, you're not going to believe this." He handed me his phone, open to a Facebook screenshot someone had posted on Twitter. It was Brandon, the infamous work husband, standing next to a woman and 2 kids in a family photo. The caption? "So grateful for my beautiful wife and daughters. You're my whole world." Turns out, Brandon had been married the whole time. Publicly. Happily. Or so it seemed. The real kicker? A friend of a friend leaked that Caitlin and Brandon had been seen together outside of work. A few coworkers had already guessed something was up. Then Brandon's wife found messages. Screenshots. The whole affair blew up like a hand grenade at a staff meeting. He ghosted Caitlin immediately. She showed up at work the next day red-eyed and shaky, according to Jenna. The wife sent an email to the entire department outlining the timeline, the screenshots, and a message for Caitlin. "You knew he was married. You didn't care. Now neither of you have anything." Brandon didn't just dump her. He went full scorched earth to save face. Denied everything. Blocked her. Refused to speak with HR. Within days, he was back posting about family values. Meanwhile, Caitlin went into damage control. Rumors say she got a formal warning from HR for inappropriate conduct affecting workplace cohesion. Others say she was put on leave. Either way, her world cracked exactly the way she'd mocked mine. And I hadn't lifted a single finger. The first message came through an unknown number. "Hey, I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but please can we talk?" I didn't respond. The second came a few days later. "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was stupid. You didn't deserve what I said. Or how I acted. Please, let me explain." Blocked. Then she started reaching out through mutual friends. Jenna messaged me again. "She's asking about you. Said she can't sleep. That she messed everything up." I said nothing. Didn't need to. My silence was louder than anything I could say. The texts started getting longer. More frantic. "You don't understand. He lied to me too. I thought he was single. I never would have done any of this if I knew. He went back to his wife like I meant nothing. She humiliated me in front of everyone. I lost my job. I lost everything. Please, just let me talk to you." 5 minutes. I didn't respond. She wasn't sorry when she was calling me pathetic. She was only sorry now that it hurt her. Then came the night she showed up. It was around midnight. I just finished brushing my teeth when I heard a knock. Slow, soft, but persistent. I opened the door a few inches. There she was, Caitlin. In a hoodie, no makeup, hair in a messy bun, eyes swollen like she hadn't slept in days. "Hey," she said softly. Her voice cracked. "Can I come in?" I didn't move. Just stared. "I know you probably hate me, and I don't blame you. But please." She took a shaky breath. "I need to explain." I didn't speak. She stepped closer. I thought I could control it. The flirting. It was just a joke at first. And you were always so serious, so intense, and he made things feel light, easy, but it was fake. All of it. And I threw away something real. Still, I said nothing. She looked up at me, tears running freely now. "When you left, I thought you were being dramatic. I thought you'd come crawling back like always. But you didn't. And every day you didn't text, it broke me more." I crossed my arms. "So now you want me back because he dumped you?" "No," she said quickly. "No, it's not that. I mean, yes, he did. But that's not why. I swear. I didn't realize what I had. You were solid, safe, kind. You cared. I thought I wanted exciting, but now I just feel like an idiot." She reached out for my hand. I stepped back. "Please," she whispered. "Just give me another chance." Her fingers hovered in the air, still reaching for mine. But I didn't move. I just looked at her, really looked, and for the first time, I didn't feel heartbreak or longing or even rage. I felt nothing. She dropped her hand slowly, like it had gone numb. "Please say something," she whispered. So I did. "I listened to you flirt with another man while I sat across from you. I watched you grin at your phone while I talked about my day. I gave you love, and you gave me contempt." She shook her head, eyes wide. I didn't mean to. I cut her off. My voice was quiet, controlled, like I'd rehearsed this in my head for weeks. "You mocked me for caring. You told me I was pathetic for wanting respect. You laughed while you lied to me. I'm not angry anymore, Caitlin, but I'm done." She blinked. "That's not fair." I was confused. "I made a mistake." "No," I said. "A mistake is forgetting to take the trash out. You made choices." Repeatedly. Her lip trembled. "You don't mean that. You still love me, right?" I paused, let her question hang in the air between us, then answered with the softest knife I could pull. "I used to. But love doesn't survive disrespect." She winced like I'd slapped her. Tears streamed down her cheeks now, but I didn't offer comfort. "Not this time. I've changed," she choked. "I see things differently now." "I haven't," I said. "And I want to see who you chose to be when it mattered." She was fully crying now, mascara smudged, clutching her hoodie sleeves like they'd keep her from falling apart. "You're really not going to forgive me?" I stepped back into the doorway. "I already did. That's why I'm not yelling. That's why I'm not cruel. But forgiveness doesn't mean access. We're not going back. Not even a little." Her face crumpled. "So what? That's it? You just walk away again?" "No," I said. "You walked away. I just made it permanent." And with that, I gently closed the door. I stood behind it for a moment, listening. I heard nothing. No screaming. No pounding. Just silence. And it was the most peaceful sound I'd heard in months. It's been 5 months since that night at my door. She tried once more, left a voicemail a week later. Her voice was barely recognizable. Soft, pleading, broken. "I don't even know who I am anymore. He won't speak to me. HR let me go. Everyone talks about me like I'm a joke. I didn't think I could lose everything so fast. Please, please just talk to me. You were the only person who ever really saw me." I didn't listen past that. I deleted it. Not out of spite. I just didn't need it. That chapter was closed, and I wasn't interested in rereading it. Life got better without her. Not louder. Not wilder. Just better. I moved into a new place, small, clean, quiet. I bought a coffee machine that doesn't leak. Started sleeping better. Started laughing again. I picked up photography, something I'd always put off. Turns out I'm good at it. Funny how peace sneaks in after you stop making room for chaos. Every now and then, I see traces of her. A mutual friend will post a group photo, and she'll be in the background, always holding a drink, always trying to smile like she used to. I don't click on her profile. I don't need to. Her life looks like it's stuck in pause. Meanwhile, I've started seeing someone. Slowly. Carefully. She's kind. When I talk, she listens. When I laugh, she doesn't roll her eyes. I told her from day one, I don't do games. She smiled and said, Neither do I. There's no grand vengeance in any of this. No big win. Just distance. Peace. And the knowledge that I never needed to raise my voice to walk away with my dignity. Last week, Caitlin posted one of those late-night, cryptic Instagram stories, a blurry shot of a wine glass in an empty bar with the caption, "Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Some people don't come back." I didn't reply. I didn't feel anything. She chose the joke. I chose silence. One of us got closure. The other's still looking. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button.